Is just an explanation of the two projects that are going to be due at the end of the course. So in week one, I give you an early heads up for the final project and for the live performance critique. So I'm going to start with the final project first. This is due August 3rd. So if you click on this, and this is just an explanation of what I'm looking for. So what you're going to do is you are going to create a PowerPoint presentation that traces the development of Western music from the Middle Ages to the 20th century. I say up to 1945, but if you want to include more recent things, that's fine. I'm really okay with that. Each time period will have a minimum of 3 slides. Basically, what I want you to do is I want you to treat this project, the presentation that you're creating, as if you were trying to explain the development of Western music to somebody else. Just basically the highlights. So you're going to include major historical or cultural works, events outside of music, major works of art, not musical. What I'm talking about are paintings or literature for each time period. You're going to give me an example of one piece of music for each time period. Make sure that you include the link. And also, whatever examples you give me, try to choose something that is not mentioned in the text. So you have to do a different example from what's mentioned. And what I'd like you to do, I'd prefer that you insert the video, but also make sure that you insert the link for the video as well. You just go on YouTube. Because sometimes when I get sent these presentations, I can see that there's a video there, but when I click on it, nothing happens. So just include the link as well. If you have or have slides that have pictures, there has to be information on it also. So make sure that you have that as well. And you're also going to have a citation slide at the very end. This is going to be worth 100 points. This is your final exam. And I'm going to try to have them all graded within one day. My grades are going to be due, I think the 5th or the 6th, I'm not sure. But I'm going to try to have them done like within one day. That's my goal anyway. So here's the rubric. You need to have the appropriate number of slides. Title slides do not count. So if you have a slide that says the development of Western music, and that's all it says, or in between your sections you say the Renaissance and then nothing else, those will not count as slides. So I will take 1 point off for each missing slide that you have. You need to have between 20 and 30 slides. Your organization. I'm looking for creativity. I'm looking for it to be grammatically correct. And also the citations numbered in the order of the slides. And I'm going to show you an example here too in a minute, just kind of what I'm looking for. Again, the historical and cultural events that is outside of music, just, like a major event like a world war or, some kind of major event that happened in that time period. Works of art, like I said before, I'm looking for paintings, literature, something along those lines. And not just a list of historical events and not just a list of major works of art or literature. I want you to actually describe them just briefly, just a few words about it. And then you're going to have a musical example for each time period. And then also, I want to make sure that you understand that you need to specifically describe the piece that you've included and not just a general description of music of the time period. Make sure you include the composer, and if you use any musical terms, make sure that you define those as well. Composers. You need information about at least one composer per time period. And what I would recommend is that whatever musical example you choose, like if you choose something written by Beethoven, then for your composer, make it Beethoven. So then we have the musical example, and then we have the composer that wrote it. A lot of times people will find an example of a musical piece from the particular time period, and then instead of making the composer that they use the same, they just choose someone different. And it just seemed, it would just, I don't know, I think it would flow better if just use the same composer. Make sure you include his birthplace, his or her birthplace, and at least 3 facts about their life, and the style of music for which they're most known. And then important style features. And this is a section that for some reason a lot of people just forget. I don't know. I want you to describe at least one type of music that is typical for that time period. Like if you choose the Renaissance, or if you're discussing the Renaissance, one type of music you could describe is a madrigal. If you're looking at Baroque, you could talk about opera. So anyway, so choose one type of music that was developed, or a technique that was developed in that time period, and describe it. And like I said, for some reason, this is something that a lot of people just leave out. Okay, make it very clear, what it is. And I would just kind of encourage you, as you are creating this, don't make it hard for me to find these sections. Make it pretty easy. I'm just like, if you just go through the rubric and just for each time period, and then just follow what it says, it makes it pretty easy to do. Okay, so this is an example of somebody that handed one in. So what they did here is they talked about some historical events of the Middle Ages. They gave me a work of art that is described from the Middle Ages. They gave me a composer, and then they have their link to the video for a musical example. And then in this case, they gave me two composers, and they just gave me a little bit about his life. And then when they're talking here, what they're doing is they are also describing what is something that is typical of this time period, and that's Ars Nova. So they've got everything in there, pretty much just right there. And then they went on to the Renaissance, and they did the same thing for pretty much everything there. And so, like I said, this person just went through each time period, gave me the information that I asked for, and at the very end, they have a works cited slide with all the references of where they got all their information. Now, the only thing that this person did not do is they did not put the slide, or the slide number by each thing. So, like, if this was right here, like this is from slide number 3, they should have had slide number 3 here. So that's kind of just basically what I'm looking for your final project. Now, the other thing that you're going to have due also on August 3rd is the live performance critique. And again, I give you a heads up on the first day. And so that's just kind of your instructions. And then what I've got here, this is where you're going to actually turn it in. So let me kind of just click on this really quick. All right. Now, the way I used to do this is you had to attend a live performance within the time frame of this course. Now, because of COVID and everything, I've obviously adjusted that. So you can still attend a live performance, especially in the summer. There's all kinds of venues that have a live performance offered for free. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, if there's nothing available for you able to get to, you can watch a YouTube video of a live performance. And the time frame for the video doesn't matter. I mean, as far as like the actual performance, the video of the performance. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to attend the performance, or you're going to watch a performance, and you're going to critique it, basically. Now, anything that's live pretty much will constitute a live performance for this. So it could be instrumental. It could be like if this was during the school year, if your kid was in a choir concert or a band concert and you wanted to attend that and write a critique on it, totally fine. A choral concert. If you went to any kind of rock concert or just, whatever, ballet with live music, a church service with live accompaniment, you can critique that. Just don't tell your worship leader. And again, like I said, a YouTube video. And then any kind of free concerts, like on the town square. I know I live in Mountain Home, and we have live performances all through the summer. If you wanted to attend one of those, no problem. If you are not sure if your performance will qualify for this particular assignment, then just contact me. Now, if it is a live performance, it has to be between this time period. It can't be something that you attended last year or something. It has to be something that you are attending within the time frame of this course. I'm expecting college level writing, and just answer the questions, basically. You may not write a critique on a performance that you have performed in. So you can't, be in a band and then write a critique on that. You can't do that. So what I'm looking for is 3 parts. The first part is the name of the performance, the performing group, date, time, approximate size of the audience, approximate size of the performing group, and then the instrumentation of the performing group. If it's a band, there's someone on guitar, someone on drum, someone on keyboard, lead singer or whatever. If it was a full orchestra, you don't have to write every single instrument. Just say it was a full orchestra or it was a marching band. That's fine. And then what I've got here is these are more tables to fill in. You're going to choose one piece from this performance, just one piece of, one song or piece, and give me the title, the composer, and then just basically answer these questions that are in these tables here. And what I've got here, if you're having trouble with understanding, what I'm asking, if it's in a major or minor key, and this is just basically your best guess, just based on what you know about major and minor through this course. And if you need some extra help, these videos, we'll just kind of watch these videos first, and this will help you to just kind of be able to differentiate between the two. I've got a video on meter, duple, triple, quadruple, and then a few more for monophonic, polyphonic, and homophonic. So you're just going to answer these questions, just basically fill in the table, and then your overall impression about the performance. Just answer the questions that are in each box. Now, what I don't want you to do, I don't want you to make this a narrative form. I don't want this to look like a paper. I just literally want you to answer the questions in the box. So what I've done is I've made, here's another set of tables where you can copy and paste, or you can download right here blank tables and then just fill it in and then attach it. So it looks like this right here. So you can just download this and then just literally fill in the answers here and then save it and then attach it back and then just send it to me. So again, that is going to be due on August 3rd. Whoops. And yeah, so that's about it. So like I said, I give you an early heads up in week 1, and then it is due on, both of them are due on August 3rd. And I mentioned this in the other video, but I will just mention this again. So you have the final project. Once you finish these assignments, you should have what you need to complete just the Middle Ages section of the project. So if you do this week by week, by the time you get to the end, it'll basically be done. So I've got these little assignments here: complete the Middle Ages section, complete the Renaissance and Baroque sections. There's nothing to turn in here. This is just to keep you on track. And if you are keeping up with it, then once you get to week 5, you'll just be done. Now, if you want to send me what you've got so far and you want me to look at it and see if you're on the right track, no problem. Just send it to me and I'll tell you what you need to know. Alrighty, if you have any questions, just email me, and hope you enjoy the projects. I think they're kind of fun, especially the live performance critique. All right, thank you.